All right, we're up. What's up, What's up, football fans? Big Al here on this Thursday, October 1st, 2020. And once again, I'm late getting this week 4 preview up and running because there's been a lot of things that's taken place, especially over the last, say, 24 to 36 hours with the Steelers and the Titans. I'll talk about that game here shortly. But anyway, here is the week 4 preview. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to go ahead and jump into it. So, starting off with Thursday Night Football, you've got the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. Both teams come in at 0-3. Which means someone's going to win later tonight. This is an 8:20 p.m. kickoff on the NFL Network. The broadcast team will be Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. The current point spread as of 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday afternoon is the Jets -1. The over-under is set at 45.5. But I've got the Denver Broncos winning this in a relatively low-scoring game, 17-15, and I have them covering the 1 point in the game, finishing over the total. Now to the Sunday afternoon games. The Arizona Cardinals at 2-1 visit the 1-2 Carolina Panthers. This is Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern on Fox. The announcers will be Kevin Kugler and Chris Billman. This game will be broadcast in Phoenix and Charlotte, as well as Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Tucson, Augusta, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Greenville, Spartanburg, and up in Roanoke, Virginia. Current spread is the Cardinals -3, over-unders 51.5. Got the Cardinals winning this game on the road 28-20 and covering the 3 points. Plus, I have this game finishing over the 51.5. Next up, the 2-1 Baltimore Ravens coming off of Monday night's loss to the Chiefs. They make a trip down to the Beltway to face the Washington football team in with a 1-2 record. They've dropped back-to-back games since the Week 1 upset against the Philadelphia Eagles. And they're back in D.C. for the first time since that game. This is a 1 p.m. game on Sunday. It'll air on CBS. Your announcers are Andrew Catalan and James Lofton. This game will air in both Baltimore and D.C., as well as Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Norfolk, Richmond, Tulsa, Harrisburg, Roanoke, Wichita Falls, and Louisville, Kentucky. This is the biggest point spread on the board, as Baltimore is favored by 13.5, and the over-under is set at 45. Give me the Ravens in this one, 38-20, and I got them easily covering the 13.5 points. And the game will finish over the 45. All right, the 1-2 Dallas Cowboys, who lost a shootout in Seattle last week. They return home to host the 2-1 Cleveland Browns, who just defeated the Washington football team last Sunday. And they finished September with a winning record for the first time since 2014. This is a 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. Your announcers are, there they go, Kevin Burkhardt and Daryl Johnston. This game will air in both Cleveland and Dallas-Fort Worth, as well as the following markets: Boston, Buffalo, Columbus, Denver, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Louisville, Memphis, Austin, Oklahoma City, Orlando, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Salt Lake City, San Antonio, Providence, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Little Rock, Richmond, Norfolk, and Honolulu, as well as Colorado Springs, Albuquerque, El Paso, Amarillo, Lubbock, Corpus Christi, Wichita, Topeka, Springfield, Missouri, Columbia, Jefferson City, Missouri, Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, Evansville, Lexington, Kentucky, Knoxville, Chattanooga, Charleston, West Virginia, Dayton, Rochester, Harrisburg, and Portland, Maine. Dallas is favored at home by 4.5. Over-under is set at 51. I'm taking Dallas in this game. I think they'll get back on track. Cowboys win 34-24, cover to 4.5 points, and I have this game finishing over. And the over-under in this game is 56. Either way, I still have this game finishing over the total. Okay, our next game takes us to Soldier Field as the 3-0 Chicago Bears host the 2-1 Indianapolis Colts Sunday at 1 p.m. on CBS. The announcers will be Greg Gumbel and Rich Gannon. This game will air on the local CBS stations in Indianapolis and Chicago, as well as Detroit, Des Moines, Green Bay, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, St. Paul, as well as Grand Rapids, Flint, South Bend, Fort Wayne, Evansville, Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, the Quad Cities, Omaha, Council Bluffs, Madison, Duluth, Fargo, Moorhead, and Bismarck, North Dakota. The Colts are the road favorite by 2 points. The over-under is at 43. And given how good this Colts defense is, they are top 5 across the board. They're number 1 in yards, number 1 in passing yards, number 1 in scoring defense as well. And they're pretty damn good against the run too. I think they're 4th in the league against the run. I think Nick Foles, who will be in his first full game as Chicago starter, will have a tough time throwing against this stout Indianapolis defense. Therefore, I'm picking the Colts to win 24-17. They'll cover the 2 points, and I have this game finishing just over the 43. Or rather, just under the 43. All right. Next up, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who a week ago tonight got drilled at home by the Dolphins. They come in with a 1-2 record, and they travel to Cincinnati to face Joe Burrow and the 0-2-1 Cincinnati Bengals, fresh off a 23-23 tie against the Eagles. This is Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. The broadcast team is Tom McCarthy and Jay Feely. And this is a very limited coverage area. This game will air in both Jacksonville and Cincinnati, as well as Columbus, Dayton, Lexington, Orlando, Tallahassee, and Savannah. Cincinnati is favored at home by 3. The over-under is set at 49.5. I think Joe Burrow will finally get his first career win as a NFL quarterback in this one. Give me Cincinnati 24-21. They'll cover the 3 points on the nose right there. And I have this game finishing under the 49.5 points. Alright, next up you have another matchup pitting winless teams as the 0-3 Minnesota Vikings visit the 0-3 Houston Texans. Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern on Fox. Broadcast team is Chris Myers, Greg Jennings, and Brock Heward. This game will air in both Minneapolis, St. Paul, and in Houston, as well as Milwaukee, Green Bay, Madison, Des Moines, the Quad Cities, Duluth, Fargo, Moorhead, Sioux Falls, and Bismarck, North Dakota. The Texans are favored at home by 4, over-under set at 54, but I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. Give me the Texans 24-13. I have them covering the 4 points with ease, and this game finishing well under the 54 points. Next is the LA Chargers, 1-2 on the season, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2-1. This game is at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern on CBS. Broadcast team is Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. This game will air on the local CBS stations in both Los Angeles and Tampa Bay, as well as the following areas. Major markets getting this game include Atlanta, Boston, Buffalo, Charlotte, Denver, Hartford, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, New Orleans, New York, Phoenix, Portland, Oregon, St. Louis, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, as well as Austin, Anchorage, Providence, and Honolulu. Other markets getting this game include Spokane, Eugene, Reno, Fresno, Bakersfield, Santa Barbara, Boise, Tucson, Albuquerque, Colorado Springs, Billings, Sioux Falls, Topeka, Wichita, Springfield, Missouri, Columbia, Jefferson City, Missouri, Amarillo, Lubbock, El Paso, Corpus Christi, Shreveport, Baton Rouge, Birmingham, Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, Pensacola, Macon, Augusta, Greenville, Spartanburg, Charleston, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, West Palm Beach, Fort Myers, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Albany, Portland, Maine, and Fairbanks. Tampa Bay is favored at home by 7. The over-unders at 42.5. Giving the Bucks in this one 31-22, and I have them covering the 7 points in the game, finishing over 42.5. All right, the New Orleans Saints travel to Ford Field to face the Detroit Lions. Both teams come in with matching 1-2 records. Lions coming off a big road win in Arizona, while the Saints drop back-to-back games following last week's loss. This game is Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern on Fox. Broadcast team is Kenny Albert and Jonathan Velma. This game will be aired on the local Fox stations in New Orleans and Detroit, as well as Atlanta, Baton Rouge, Birmingham, Fort Wayne, Flint, Grand Rapids, Jackson, Michigan, or rather Jackson, Mississippi. The game will be on in Jackson, Michigan via Lansing's Fox station. Also, Mobile, Pensacola, Montgomery, Macon, Shreveport, South Bend, Toledo, and Tupelo, Mississippi. The Saints are the road favorites in this game by 4 points. Over-unders 54. I think the Saints will get back on track because the Lions, they can't defend anyone. Give me New Orleans in this one, 34-17. They'll cover the 4 points, and I have this game finishing just under the 54 total. All right. This is the game we've been talking about the last day and a half or so. The 3-0 Pittsburgh Steelers were scheduled to visit Nashville to face the 3-0 Tennessee Titans. This game was originally scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. The broadcast team was supposed to be Kevin Harlan and Trent Green. This game was supposed to be aired on the local CBS affiliates in both Pittsburgh and Nashville, as well as Cleveland, Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, West Virginia, Chattanooga, Houston, Jackson, Mississippi, Knoxville, Little Rock, Memphis, Philadelphia, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Tupelo, Mississippi, and Rochester, New York. All right, as of right now, the game has been postponed. The NFL has not set a date on when this game will play, but they have their sights set on Monday or Tuesday of this coming week. So I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction on this game now, just in case this game does play come Monday night or Tuesday night. I have the Steelers winning this game 24-14. There is no point spread. There is no over-under in this game as of yet. But as soon as we know when this game will play, we'll have those numbers up. All right. On to our next game. We wrap up the early portion of the Sunday schedule with the 3-0 Seattle Seahawks visiting the 1-2 Miami Dolphins. This is Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern on Fox. The announcers will be at the bottom: Dick Stockton and Brady Quinn. And much of the Western U.S. will be getting this game. And South Florida will also get it. This game will air on the local Fox affiliates in both Seattle and Miami, as well as Billings, Montana, Boise, Idaho, Fort Myers, Eugene, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Reno, Sacramento, San Francisco, Spokane, West Palm Beach, Anchorage, and Fairbanks. Seattle's favored by 6.5. Over under is set at 54. And based on how the Dolphins played last week against Jacksonville, I wouldn't put it past them to keep this game close. And they'll be able to score some points because Seattle statistically has the worst defense in football. I'm going to take Seattle to win this game 28-24, but I think the Dolphins will keep this close. I have Miami covering the 6.5 points, and I got this game finishing slightly below the 54-point total. All right, we have 3 games in the late window on Sunday afternoon, starting off with the 0-3 New York Giants visiting the 2-1 Los Angeles Rams. This is Sunday at 4:05 Eastern on Fox. The announcers will be... Gotta turn this over. Okay, announcers are Adam Amin and Mark Schlereth. This game will be aired on the local Fox affiliates that does not receive a 1 p.m. game. So that means the Fox owned and operated television stations in both New York and Los Angeles will be getting this game, obviously, as well as the local Fox stations in San Diego, Fresno, Bakersfield, Santa Barbara, Nashville, Tampa, St. Pete, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Hartford, Syracuse, Albany, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. The Rams have the second biggest point spread on the board. They're favored at home by 13. And the over-under is set at 48. I do have this game finishing under the total, as I have LA winning 35-10 and easily covering the 13 points. All right, now the game 2 of CBS's doubleheader. Select audiences will be getting the 3-0 Buffalo Bills at the 2-1 Las Vegas Raiders. This will be Sunday at 4:25 on CBS. Broadcast team for that game will be Spero Dedes and Adam Archuleta. This game will be broadcast on the local CBS stations in both Buffalo and Las Vegas, as well as San Francisco, Sacramento, Reno, Fresno, Bakersfield, Santa Barbara, Rochester, and Syracuse. All right. Buffalo's favored by 3. The over-under set at 53. But this will be the first upset that I picked this year. I got the Raiders, winning this game 28-24 and covering the 3 points as the home underdog. Plus, got this game finishing just 1 point below the 53-point total. Final Sunday afternoon game on the board is the 2-1 New England Patriots visiting the 3-0 defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Sunday at 4:25 on CBS. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo will be the broadcast team for that game. And this will be airing to about, say, 95% of the country, in addition to the local CBS stations in both Boston and Kansas City. This game will also air in major markets like Austin, Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte, or Austin, Atlanta, Buffalo, that should be, Charlotte, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dallas, Fort Worth, Denver, Des Moines, Detroit, Green Bay, Hartford, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Memphis, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Nashville, New Orleans, New York, Norfolk, Oklahoma City, Omaha, Orlando, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Portland, Oregon, Raleigh-Durham, Richmond, St. Louis, Salt Lake City, San Antonio, San Diego, Seattle, Tacoma, Tulsa, Tucson, Washington, D.C., Little Rock, Louisville, and Providence. And other smaller markets getting this game include Anchorage, Fairbanks, Honolulu, Spokane, Eugene, Oregon, Boise, Billings, Montana, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Colorado Springs, Bismarck, North Dakota, Fargo, Moorhead, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Topeka, Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, El Paso, Amarillo, Lubbock, Corpus Christi, Shreveport, Baton Rouge, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, Tallahassee, Fort Myers, West Palm Beach, Augusta, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, Charleston, West Virginia, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Greenville, Spartanburg, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Roanoke, Lexington, Dayton, Evansville, South Bend, Fort Wayne, Grand Rapids, Flint, Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, the Quad Cities, Madison, Harrisburg, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Albany, and Portland, Maine. All right. That said, the Chiefs are favored by 7. The over-under is set at 52.5. Give me the Chiefs in this one by a final of 30-23. I have them covering the 7-point total, hitting that number dead on. And I got this game finishing slightly over the 52.5. All right, Sunday Night Football. It's a couple of teams who's having issues with injuries. The Philadelphia Eagles, who at 0-2-1, coming off that tie at home against Cincinnati and still searching for their first win. They venture out to Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara to face the 2-1 San Francisco 49ers, who have injury issues of their own. This is Sunday night at 8:20 Eastern on NBC. Broadcast team, of course, is Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. Niners are favored in this game by 7. The over-unders at 46. I think the Niners, or not the Niners, but rather the Eagles will keep this close. But in the end, I do have San Francisco winning 26-20. But Philadelphia, as the road underdog, I have them covering the 6 points. Or rather, the 7 points. And this game will finish right on the 46-point total. And that brings us to Monday Night Football as the undefeated Green Bay Packers, 3-0 going into this week. They face off with the 0-3 Atlanta Falcons at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Monday night at 8:15 on ESPN. Steve Levy, Brian Griese, and Louis Riddick is the broadcast team for this game. Packers are favored at home by 7. The over-under is set at 56. And I have the Packers winning this game 31-28. But I have the underdog Falcons covering the 7 points. Because Falcons, they can score points, so they'll manage to keep this game close. Plus, Matt Ryan's playing out of his mind. So is Aaron Rodgers. But anyway, I got Atlanta covering the 7 points, and I have this game finishing over the 56. Alright, so I will have more details on the Steelers and Titans as soon as it comes available. Plus, I will be back on Sunday morning right before the pregame show. So listen for me before 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And I will have the updated coverage areas for all these Sunday afternoon games, because there will be some changes among the local CBS and Fox stations in certain markets that are slated to broadcast one game but will switch to another. So I will have that information up before CBS and Fox hits the air with their pregame shows at noon Eastern on Sunday. Until then, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell twice every time I load a new video. Big Al signing off. Enjoy the pigskin. I will talk to you Sunday. Peace out.